this week, Remi's going to head up first, and we're going to go with ReLive. Remi?
Sounds good. Well, as you know, guys, I am kind of a big fan of horror games, so...
Really? No way.
Really.
I
really enjoy horror games. So this time, I think we're going to talk about ReLive, which is a horror game, a first-person horror game, made by Inactive Pixel Studios. And Jared's going to help me a little bit with this because he's also... he also enjoys horror games, don't you?
Of course I do.
So
I like horror games too.
I don't know, Clint.
I do too.
You don't look the type, though.
I said boo earns.
Well, anyway, I guess the first thing we want to talk about is the main idea behind this game. It's basically that you wake up, you don't recall anything, and this is like a strange, dark place, and you just have to escape. Which, if you ask me, it's a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cliche?
It's a little bit cliche, but if you play it right, it might work. I don't know. So you're this character running in this dark environment, which really seems pretty... weird. It's not like you're like in a real life area for what I've seen. It's more like an eerie place, maybe I don't know, supernatural or something. What else? Oh yeah, you don't have any weapons other than your iPhone. And I had to say this because you're actually carrying an iPhone. It's not just a generic smartphone, which might get them into trouble because you know, all the little icons there are from iPhone, but anyway.
I mean, who carries one of those anyway?
Exactly, right? No one uses them anymore. Also, in the screen caps, it seems like you are holding a Handycam plus your iPhone, which might be another game mechanic. Like in the video, you just see a guy running around and a couple of, I guess they're like ghosts pop up. I don't know. Do you want to add something to it, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it seems pretty standard. It's not much different than some of the other stuff that we've seen in this genre itself. I do prefer using, or at least, I don't know, I think it's a little... Yeah, I guess most people do from time to time use their smartphone in order to be a light source, but I don't know, I guess we've never seen it in a game, and it kind of looks a little corny to me, but I like the lighter scenes, you know, where he's using a lighter in order to make it through. Also, the imagery looks pretty spooky, more so than I guess I would have expected. And what I mean by that is that there is, like, in one of these screenshots, there is a character that was, like, coming at him, and he has no way to defend himself, so I guess what are you going to do in those situations? Run? I don't know.
You'll probably just run and then shake your iPhone like crazy. What about the audio? I know you have to say something about the audio.
It is the only weapon.
Yeah, the audio is okay. It was a little. I guess there's a little cheesy moment with like the dude's like personal music collection on his iPhone in the background. I guess like trying to keep him sane. I guess, which I guess I would never. I guess you might do in situations like that.
I'm afraid they'll find me, but I just got to listen to some tunes right now.
But other than that, I think the artwork's really cool. Like the furniture that you get to see in the game, the level of detail on it looks great. I think it'd be interesting to play, especially, I guess I wonder how much of the gameplay is kind of, I don't know, I was thinking about, the genre kind of like a mockumentary style where you don't have too much control over camera. You're kind of just like getting led on. And
Yeah.
you can kind of, you know what I mean? It'd be kind of interesting. I kind of like that style of gameplay for like survival horror, so it'd be interesting for me.
You talk about like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
I guess we will also have to mention that they are asking for. Okay, let me check on that here on my big screen because it's harder to see. So they're asking for $3,000 Australian dollars. They still have 30 days to go, and they only have 8 backers. I hope they make it. I don't know if they will. Just because I really like to see, this indie horror games, and it seems like they're not asking for too much. So we'll see how they do on this project.
Yeah, it's a real small amount of money they're asking for. So if we're being optimistic, we can say, well, they've got most of the game done, and they're just maybe pushing for that final 10%, which can be the hardest. And but the game itself, as you and Jared have already mentioned, looks quite nice graphically. Did they mention anywhere what framework or engine they're using?
They haven't. They do say, as far as destination devices, we've got PC, PS4, and PS Vita, if that goal is reached. So it must be something that's... Well, then again, the new...
Maybe.
Yeah. Then I guess then again, the new consoles are x86, x64, so if you develop it for a PC, it'll run it on an Xbox or a PlayStation, so...
Are you guys getting a little tired of, little girls and horror, stories? Because this has it. I'm just curious if that's getting kind of old.
Well, Little Girl, do you play Little Girl? I think you just play yourself.
But I mean,
actual...
there's little, ghost
girls
running
girls,
around,
girls.
yeah. And then you, hear, a girl singing some sort of, creepy song, and...
Yes, yeah, it's pretty cliche at this point.
I think a lot of games, horror games, are overusing a lot of cliches. Personally, the way this game looks, not the graphic that it looks bad, but maybe it's too dark. And a lot of games are overdoing this dark aspect of games, and putting a black screen is not the only way of getting someone scared, right? You can have a really nice lit environment and still have cool things happening to, scare the player. But that's just a personal thing. It's too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. I guess I have noticed that. Machine for Pigs was pretty dark. This looks pretty dark indeed.
When you scroll down to the very last screenshot on the page, you do get some nice lens flare going, and it is quite a bit brighter because there's a TV in the scene.
Oh, that's true.
And you get some nice, not quite J.J. Abrams level lens flare, but
it's close.
But 2 screenshots earlier, you have this huge fiery explosion or something. Looks like you're setting it off with your smartphone, which is pretty impressive, but kind of don't really have much context to go on. Yeah, the whole smartphone thing, they didn't really describe how that's going to be used in gameplay. So as of right now, it seems extremely gimmicky, and it's almost like this visual gimmick, right? And yeah, I mean, yeah, this whole game, it's like Silent Hill for millennials or something.
Silent Hill for the millennials. So I guess that being said, what do we think? Is it something that you guys are going to be willing to stick some money down on, or?
How much is the entry? Yeah, the entry is 15, right? 10 wouldn't give you the game.
Oh, you just get into beta for 10.
For 10.
Weird.
For 10, yeah.
Who makes you pay for beta and then make you buy the game after?
Yeah, I guess if it was $10, it would be easier for them to get people to
Not really.
Help them out. But
this timeline's a little weird too. Did you see the timeline? Look at the first 2 items. Tell me what's wrong with those.
The first what? Sorry.
The first 2 pledge items. The timeline.
Oh.
Estimated delivery for $10. You can buy the beta in May, but for $15, you can get a copy of the game and a part of the beta in April. Maybe you go to the future and come back.
Maybe that's one of the mechanics of the game.
Spooky.